Good morning. Thanks for clicking on the video. In the last one I made, I was just about getting ready to move birds back into the aviary for the fall, and I had just finished working on the stream. So now this is a chance to see whether they like it. I have just caught the black-cheeked waxbills. They're the more reddish-gray birds with a long tail. And there are 3 pairs of the swee waxbills in the aviary. You can see the female on the left and the male on the right, and another male on the perch. And there are also the quail finches, black-chinned quail finches, and the greenback twin spots. And then, of course, there's Molly and her partner, Paul, the Forbes parrot finches, which you will never see because they're pissed off at me for doing toenails. Actually, I'm not really sure why they're pissed off at me, but they kind of always are. I irritate them a lot, so maybe we'll get a chance to see them playing in the stream or something like that. This is one of the male greenback twin spots, one of my favorite species of all time to work with. And unlike the swee waxbills, they do not exhibit a lot of territorial behavior. Here's another male. The swees are busy working out their hierarchy, even though like not 2 months ago they were all in the aviary together again. But the greenback twin spots are pretty chill. The only dilemma with them, there's a female twin spot and also a quail finch. The only dilemma, you can see why they are believed to be closely related. If you watch them, it's not just the body type, just the behaviors and everything are very similar. But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, the only problem with the twin spots is they don't tolerate a lot of stress and chaos. So until the swees work out their relationship, there's a little bit of chasing going on, or maybe more like displacing. You know how the more dominant bird will make the other bird move off of a perch. So they're not going to do anything unless the aviary settles down. So I've reduced the bird density quite a bit, but there's still a lot of birds in there. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so who doesn't get to be in the aviary for the fall? That would be the birds that are incompatible, so the Peters twin spots, for example. The birds that are too piggy or too assertive, violet ear waxbills, they are super piggy on live food, so if any of these birds breed, 90% of the food is going to go to the violet ears. And then they get fat and unhealthy. Then there's the young female swee and a partner that can't be bred yet, can't risk her. There is a pair of twin spots just in an emergency, so to leave one pair out just in case, who knows what might happen. There's a pair of black cheeks for the same reason. And then all the gold-breasted waxbills are the adults from the spring that are done breeding for the year, and then all the chicks from the spring. And then finally my second pair of Forbes, because they cannot share space with Molly and Paul. So that's it. I think there's the orange cheeks waxbills, there's black rumbacks waxbills, so there's some other, miscellaneous birds, again, just to reduce the bird density in the aviary. Okay, so that makes a nice record for me of what the status of the birds are. Let's go check out the stream. I should mention that this is a young quail finch baby that grew up in the aviary, and he has a neurological problem that he can't control where he lands very well, unlike the other quail finches. Even though they seem super random when they explode up into the air and then they sort of drop out of the sky, you don't have to worry about them dropping into a unexpected location. That's under their control. Quail finches don't like their environment to be changed too much, so this is a pretty good sign. I think that they're starting to call back and forth to each other and behave a little bit more normally. This is a twin spot that's walking down the stream here, and you'll see it does this little padding with its feet, and I believe that is when they're trying to sort of rustle up insects from the ground, kind of like the way robins do. I've seen other birds do that as well. Anyway, I think that's what they're doing. They're also one of the few species that walk foot over foot. They don't hop. I've been beginning to wonder if I had made a mistake either in the shine of the epoxy where the birds can't tell whether there's water or no water, or maybe the depth of the water that I do not see the pool parties that I used to see. And I was thinking maybe it's too shallow and they can't bathe in it, but I think it's more a matter of just getting used to it. These videos are taken with the camera. I just leave it running on the tripod in the aviary, so I'm not scanning up and down the stream, and I can hear other birds are working their feathers and preening after a bath, so it must not be just the only bird that took a bath, right? Interesting dynamic going on there. That's what I mean about the more dominant Sui male. Kind of watching who the female is just not unaware of what's going on. But anyway, I guess so far so good. We'll see. I haven't seen the black cheeks or the twin spots, or for that matter, the forbs using in the stream. Quail finches seem to like it well enough. So what else? I've put in half-open nest boxes. That's an experiment this year to see if the birds will take them over the reed balls that I normally make. So far, nobody is interested, although I have had birds nest in them before. And I took the west wall and kind of cleaned the second layer, the greenhouse panel layer that's part of the insulation, and I put some decoration in between the two layers. That's a pretty view out that window to the right, but it's at ground level because the aviary's dug into the ground. So the squirrels go by and stuff like that. I thought I would make it a little more private. Anyway, that's a quick update. Thanks for watching.